Okay guys, I have a treat for you today. This is a double whammy for you. It's a hair and makeup tutorial. This is one of my favorite get ready with me videos because I like to show you beginning to the end transformation. So I'm going to start with my hair. First thing I have to do is put on the jams, so I had to put on my biggie real quick. Next, for the hair, I'm going to first unwrap it. Now I do not like to apply any heat to my hair unless I'm getting my hair like a wash and set, then I'll let them like blow out the roots or something like that. But I do not use a curling iron or a flat iron or anything like that. So to get my hair to have volume, I have to I pin curl it. So I'm going to show you how I do a few before I speed it up. What I do is I just take a section of the hair, roll it up, and then like pin it down with a bobby pin. So the only tools you need is a comb and some bobby pins. And I do this all over my head. There is no perfect way to part it. There is no perfect way to pin it. If you want the curls to go up like with like the Farrah Fawcett type flip, then you would pin them upward. I don't want that. I want them to be kind of look like it's kind of layered, so I want the curls to go down. And I just keep taking little sections, rolling it, pinning it, rolling it, pinning it. That's the routine, the technique. It's nothing special about it. That's all I do. Only thing I do make sure is the curls that I do on the side, the sections that I do on the side right by my ear, I pin them going towards my ear and not going down. Those are the only ones that I do pin a certain way, because I want them, once I pull the pins out, I want the curls to lay towards my ear, to like wrap around my my neck where my ear is at. So those are the only ones that's pinned fancy. Everything else, I just roll it, pin it, roll it, pin it. The same routine. There's nothing special. This takes me a good 5 to 7 minutes. In this video, of course, it's taking me only like 2. But so this is the final outcome. See, nothing special. Nothing special. And I usually do this about 2 hours before I want to go out. So I've already taken my shower and now it's on to the face. This was a Makeup Geek day. So this is Makeup Geek's Creme Brûlée. I'm using this as a highlight. I don't want a massive highlight, so I'm going to use something that's a little bit more toned down. Followed by my transition color. My transition color is Makeup Geek's Cocoa Bear. And I'm going to rub that all in my crease with my E40 brush from Stigma. And I'm just going to do that on the other side. I also use a buffering brush to apply my highlight. I told you guys before in another video, if I use a buffering brush, I feel like it's less harsh and it's a nicer fade into my transition color. So once I have that down, I'm going in with Makeup Geek's Bitten, and I'm applying this with a MAC brush. I don't know off the top of my head what number this brush is. I'll leave it in the description bar below, as always, with all the other products that I use. And I'm actually just placing this on the outer portion of my lid, then taking my E40 brush and blending it out so that it has that nice faded effect and it doesn't look very harsh. And I'm going to probably have to repeat this step 1 or 2 more times, because as you go back in with the the blending brush, you always lose a little bit of color. So to pack that color back on, I used another just fluffy brush that I have to pack the color back on to the lid. Next, I'm going in with Birthday Wish. It's a pigment by Makeup Geek. To apply that, I'm going to put the Too Faced glitter shadow assurance on the lid first, and then I'm going to take, with a synthetic brush, the Birthday Wish pigment and apply that just to the center portion of the lid, because I'm going to put another pigment in the inner portion of the lid. So I'm going to take that brush and just kind of fade it into that Bitten that we laid down by Makeup Geek. And this color has a little bit of fallout, so make sure you tap off your brush before applying it, which is another reason why we use the glitter glue. It just gives it a very nice surface to stick to, and it doesn't look very like bumpy and just, you know, cakey like some glitters can look. So it looks flat, yet you can still tell in person it is a glitter type pigment. And I'm just going to blend them into each other so that it's a nice fade. Following that, for the inner corner, I'm using MAC's Naked because I wanted the inner corner at the last minute to be a lighter color. So I'm just going to apply a little bit more shadow assurance for the pigments to the inner portion of the lid. Guys, I swear by this pigment shadow. Well, it's actually glitter shadow insurance, but I use it for my pigments because it is an amazing product. And if you're gonna mess with glitter, you're gonna mess with pigments, it's a must have. I saw someone on YouTube start using it and I was like, it really does, it does make a difference for your shadows that are pigments. So invest in it, it is worth it, and it's not even that expensive. I think I paid 20 bucks for it. So back to the makeup. I just go back in with the glitter that the pigment that I laid down for Makeup Geek, and I just keep going back and forth with between that and the naked so that they fade into each other. Like I said, you don't want to be able to see where one ends and one begins. So next I'm taking a clean fluffy blending brush and I'm just going in where the crease is at, blending everything together, bringing the look to a full circle, as I like to call it. And I'm gonna go in next with my eyeliner. This is, I believe it's the Blackest Black by L'Oreal, and it's the Cara 415 lashes. To apply my wing liner, I'm going to use the little number 5 brush from Sigma. It's this little pink brush, and I'm going to start by carving out the front. I do my wing liner sometimes so weird. I carve out the front, then I'll go and I'll do the end, the wing part, and then I'll like find a center and bring it all together. I know it seems strange, but this is just how I do my wing liner some days. I don't know. I don't have a wing liner technique down yet, but once I get one, I'll be sure to share. But yeah, I just fill in the parts that's like bare and make sure that the line is straight, and I want it kind of pointed towards the front, so make sure that it's like really pointy. And I'm gonna apply my L'Oreal Telescopic mascara. I have recently purchased this mascara because I heard it's really great for voluming up the bottom lashes, and I must say it does the job. It is definitely an A+ product. Not only does it, you know, plump up my bottom lashes, of course it plumps up my top lashes, and I like the way it allows my falsies to blend rather well with my natural lashes. And when I go to take them off, it's not like it's pulling because I've applied mascara. They come off very nicely. I have no problem removing the mascara as well. So now I'm going to apply the lashes. Just clip it all in there together. And this eye is complete, and I'm going to complete the other eye off camera so that we can go straight into the lovely face. Okay, so I'm applying my primer. This is you know, my forever favorite primer that I use in all my videos. And then we're going to use the Smashbox foundation, which you guys know is another one of my faves. I don't really switch up too much on the foundation. I usually use between 2 or 3, and this is like the number one of them all. And I'm using my beauty blender to apply this all over the face. Guys, don't neglect your hairline. Make sure you get that foundation a little in the hairline. You don't want to be able to see the shadow around the forehead. So I'm going in with the LA Pro Concealer. This is in the shade Medium Beige. I do like a rather bright highlight. So most people will, for my complexion, will probably go for Fawn. If you wanted a dimmer highlight but the same product, LA Girl Fawn would be probably a good dimmer concealer, but I like a bright one, so I'm going to go in with this Medium Beige here. And with my beauty blender, again, I'm going to just blend that out. I'm looking a little ghostly right now, ladies and gentlemen. I am looking a little ghostly. I know, but don't worry, it'll all come together. Followed by my Ruby Kisses Create Your Face concealer. This is the cream that I use to contour. This is in the, it's not the shade, it's the level 16. And then I go back in with the beauty blender and use the side of it to like blend everything together, both the highlight and the darker contour. To set my highlight, I'm going to use my NYX mineral setting powder with this Up and Up brush from Target. And I'm just putting that on the areas that I want to be highlighted and brighter than the other part of my face. And for the rest of my face, I'm going to go in with my MAC Mineralized in dark to set it. And I'm also going to take that brush and swoop it over the areas that I applied the NYX mineral powder, so that if it's any excess powder on the face, it will remove it. So now to finish up the eyes, now that I've applied my under eye makeup, I'm just going to go back in with that Blackest Black eyeliner and place that in the waterline and a little out of the waterline. And then I'm going to apply the shadows underneath and blend them out to like smoke out the bottom. So let's just finish up the other eye. After I finish this one, we're going to move on to the next one. Remember, I like it very pointy in the inner corner, and then fill in the gel liner into the waterline and a little bit onto the bottom part of the eye. Once that is complete, I'm going to go in with my transition color Cocoa Bear and smoke out the bottom a little bit. I don't like to go in with just straight into color. I think sometimes if you put down your transition color first, it's a better blend. And then I'm going to go in with Bitten to give it the smoke that I want, but also a little bit of color. I don't want it to just be black at the bottom. And I'm going to kind of connect it to the top part so that it like fades into the wing liner up top too. I know it sounds strange. Taking the gel liner, I'm darkening just the outer corners of the eye. So onto the face, I'm going to contour using my Sleek contour kit. This is in the shade Dark, and I'm using a Makeup Geek contouring brush. Then I'm going to apply my favorite Holy Grail bronzer. This is Turks and Caicos by e.l.f. And I was using the contour brush, but I felt like it was just too centered, so I wanted something that's going to give it like a glow kind of all over a little bit. So I switched to a bigger e.l.f. complexion brush. Following that, I'm using Mr. Clean, is it Mr. Kleancolor? Mr. Kleancolor blush. This is in the shade Spice. And then I went in with Gold Deposit by MAC to give myself the highlight. I used a large stippling brush from Sigma to apply both the blush and the highlight. I love using a stippling brush for blush. It gives that airbrush feel to the blush, very natural, and I love it. So onto the lips, I'm using these full color lip liners from Rimmel, and the first color that I'm going in with is Rapture, and I'm just applying this first to the outer portions of my lips. It's gonna look a little crazy at first, and even probably towards the end, because I do edit the lips a bit off camera. Once I finish filming, I like bring it in together, but for right now I'm just applying it to the outer portions. And then to give the middle part of my lips an extra pout, I do go in with NYX base in the color Milk, and I'm gonna go in with my next color from the Rimmel lip line, and this is in the shade Epic. And at first I'm just applying it to the center because this is going to be my center lid color, and I'm gonna kind of play between both that color and the Rapture and like bringing them together to like fade into one another. And I don't really want it the darker color too much to the center, but towards the end I am going to use that darker color to just very lightly line the full entire lip up top and at the bottom, but not too harsh, just very lightly. On camera it's not picking it up the way I want it to, but hopefully you can see it with the pictures once I post it. To finish the lips, I'm going to use this NYX lip gloss just in the center of the lips, and that is the final lips. I'm so obsessed with the camera is not picking up the fade the way I want it to, but Don't worry, I'll take care of that. So we're going to move on to the hair. You guys know I did this hair before I got in the shower, before I did my makeup. And now I'm just going to take all the pins out and use my fingers to style it the way I want it to style. Using my hands to like comb through it, not really comb through it too much, but comb through it just enough to lay the hair in the position I want it to lay. So this is how I get my volume, this is how I get my bump, my curls. And you see how the parts that I curl towards my ear, how they lay towards the front of my face, that's the only special thing that I like. But this is definitely the look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed filming it, and I want you guys to come back. So I'm just gonna say I'll see you next time, because I'm sure you'll tune in, and if you don't, I'm gonna be really sad. Later, guys.